Hi, everybody. So here we are in the third section. My apologies for being absent the last 2 weeks. I'm excited to be back with you. Third section is a wonderful section. It's full of all these really interesting moves that put together lots of pieces from what we've already done. This is also the month of March. And we are going through this year in 2024, we're going through the essential principles of Young Family Tai Chi Chuan. And March's principle is absorb or recess the chest and expand the back. So I thought what we do today to just begin that is to stand shoulder width apart and do this, what I would like to just call your hug a tree position. So put those butterflies, if you want, on your arms. And I want you to start with, just a sort of a fair-sized East Coast tree. All right. I want you to feel that tree, and I want you to feel that it's inside your arms. All right. So feel that. And while you're there, become a circle, right? That means you're becoming a bit of a circle in that inside tree, that tree that's inside, and you are inside your arms, inside your arms. And I just want you to kind of feel that. So that gets you that sort of recessed feeling in your chest. And you become quite circular. Remember that really long neck? We still want that first principle. Remember that? We're going to be head up, spirit up. And we want these really long necks. We want our body suspended. We want our elbows down. Nice, looking really good. And now I want you to let that tree start to grow and grow and grow, but be a little grudging as you grow with it. I want you to feel every single connection that you have across your back. And then it's going to shrink back to an East Coast tree. So we're not going to become the really big, giant West Coast trees, they're going to be really, really big. But let's let it grow again. Bigger, bigger. Do you feel it across your back? Oh, this is a big tree. Really, really big. Those elbows stay down. Beautiful. And in. Keep the circle. Feel it in your back. Feel it all the way to your fingertips. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, coming up. Don't lose that feeling of the tree and the expansion of no matter how big the tree is, there's a lot of room between your joints, between every joint, yet you aren't stiff or tight, yet you aren't limp. You're what we call in Tai Chi relaxed, everything connected. Now I want you to try turning that into a bag of apples. Can you still feel the connections as it goes down? Nice. How about, can you still feel the connections coming up and in? Feel those connections. Feel beautiful. Oh, you guys look fabulous. And open and come back. And what if one goes up and one goes down? Can you still feel those connections? Can you still have everything connected across your back? A little harder. And on the other side. Nice. I'm pushing down with one hand and up with the other. All right. So this is something you can do to warm up. It's another kind of practice. As you come in, feel it in your back and shake it out. So we're going to, any questions about that? All right, that's just some more of the wonderfulness about the Tai Chi principle of recess the chest, expand the back. It's all about our connections. You can even connect it this way. But for right now, we're going to connect it this way. So we have this line here from the first principle, and we have this body shape here. All right, let's go and start what we know so far in the third section. I'm actually going to move here so you can see a little better, perhaps. We're not going too far. And this is, again, an opportunity, just like Rita did. We can have that opportunity to have that across the back, expanded back, and recessed chest feeling here. Remember that tailbone drops down, call that relaxing the waist. It's a long tailbone. And embrace tiger, return to mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Diagonal. Single whip. Parting the wild horse's mane. Shifting, turning, go past the corner. Shift back, close, step, big swing. And little shift back, shift forward, grab, pull, stand on that right foot. Left foot comes in and out, close, step, and big swing. And one more. Again, in, close, step, swing. Shifting back, pivoting on that right foot to the corner. Oh, grab, pull with that right hand. Remember that left hand is in a ward off. Left foot in and out, close, step, and turn to the corner and left ward off, right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Oh, I just did it to the corner again. Actually, that last single whip was supposed to be a regular single whip. My apologies. We won't count that one. That was a nice diagonal single whip, but I did it as a diagonal single whip. It's supposed to be a regular single whip. So, how did that go for everybody? That was a lot you did last week. So we are here to review today, and then depending on how far we'll get, we'll go on from there. Any comments? How are we feeling before we get to wild horse parts its mane? Any questions about diagonal single whipper before that? Good, good, wonderful, wonderful. Well, thanks very much to Rita for having taken the class the last 2 weeks. What are the most difficult? Yeah, Erlyn, about wild horse parts its mane.
The energy that goes, that like it's different, like Rita described the difference between a ward off energy and the wild horse's energy, and it's different, and it affects the way you do it, and it's something that is subtle that I'm not getting. Maybe because I don't understand it, or maybe I just.
You mean the application? So I think
maybe that's it. Yeah.
So when we do diagonal flying, we also do something very similar, right? I mean, we were, let's see, where are we? Yeah, that's right. We've done repulse monkey. And we come around and we do something that looks very, very similar, right? We are closed over here, and then we make this big swing, right? What's actually happening here is we take one arm and we grab it with this hand, for example. So we're gonna, we grab an arm here and we pull it. There's this big pull with the left arm. And as we pull it, we strike. So what do you have here? You have this. You see that? This. Two things going two directions. And the net result of that is that you make basically a weapon out of your arm, of the bone in your arm, and you and you're going for their ribs usually. You're going to crack their ribs. So something like that. I suppose you could do it elsewhere. So that's that move. So what you have here, and I believe the videos you have that I'm including in this email as well will help you with that. What you have here is that you end up, when you close, this sometimes happens. When you close, the close isn't just this, it's actually, I've gotten somebody's arm, I've switched, and now I have it here. So you actually do have the arm here, but it isn't like this arm is pulling over a big distance. Do you see that? It's just here already. It's like handed here, and then it stays here. And I wish I could show it to you because I did judo for many years. What you're doing in a grappling sport is you're getting the person really close to you. And that's one of the ways you can do this, is you use that pull to get yourself very close to them. And then your body is right there. And think of it as your arm, they're right here. They're right here. So when you turn and you use this arm, and you use this arm, they're like going like this. Okay, so it's a very, their positioning relative to you is very different. So it's a ward off. So ward off, energy is interesting energy. I'm not going to get into all of that. It's really basic energy. It's one of the reasons we do it first. But it in one sense, you can talk about it as defining where you are, sort of This is my wall. You don't get inside it. Okay? We're always flexible, so that wall might move out or in, right? Because we're never resisting, we're yielding, we're sort of tricky players. People can't find our center. But this is my barrier. So it's a ward off because you bring the other person's hand in, and then this is my barrier, and they're close to you. And then as you move your body in this great big move, this isn't just my arm, this is my whole body. This is everything, right? This is all of this. And I've made it one thing. And yes, this swings, but the swing of it is just giving me the ability to be that wall that knocks them down, that, you know, they lose their balance, and they're so that's the difference. So when you go to feel it, let's actually just do this for a minute, and then we'll go back to just some few comments on the stepping. But, you know, remember, you're doing this zigzag stepping, right? As you move forward. So actually, let's actually do that. So don't worry about if you want to do it same way I'm doing it or a different way. Don't worry, because I'm not going to do the hands right now. But just, I want to clarify that, let me clarify a little bit about this zigzag stepping. So you move like this, and then you step out and move like this, and then you step in and out, right? There's a lot of that. So if you just want to get a sense, and these big waist turns, right? You see these big waist turns that I'm doing. So they're easier to do when you're actually doing the technique. And you're always, you see how I've got my lines here? You're always past that center line, but never to the corners. So I want you to think as you're moving this direction. We're usually moving this direction, but you know, you're moving towards one of your walls. Ah, hi, I haven't seen you in a long time. Wow, it's late there. So we're just sort of looking at this footwork right now. So this is the footwork for wild horse parts its mane. So we're basically moving progressively, right? Progressively in this direction. We're going to do several of these, always in, so that's why we call it the zigzag step. Our footwork is always less than corner. So we're not doing this, right? They're not going out to the corners. And if they did, you'd have a hard time making, you have to put them way far apart in order to get a bow step out of them. So what you do instead is you kind of split the difference for this bow step. So it's usually 45 degrees, right? 45 degrees. My back foot is at 45 degrees, and my front foot is straight, right? So the difference between this foot and this foot is 45 degrees. Everybody see that? Okay, good. So if we take, I don't know, 20 or 22 degrees and come in here, right? And then you take 22 degrees and come in here like this. then we are still a 45-degree difference. If somebody marked out where this was on like a circle of the number of degrees around, and how far, you know, how far I have to turn this one in order to line up with that one. The goal is 45 degrees. Now you're never going to be quite exactly there because we're doing this funky stuff like as we make our moves, you know, how we take that little bit of a step out all the time, but it is a real bow step. Where else do we see this? Where is it a bow step and where isn't it? You remember separation kicks? Remember separation kick? How, let's see, we were, where are we? Here. And this is at 45 degrees, and we take our first step, and it's less than corner. I mean, it's more than straight ahead and less than corner. So actually, the angle here is not 45 degrees, no matter what you do. But the next one you do, when you put, after you do your first kick and you put your next one down, your next one you can put down again, you put it inside the corner, and inside the corner can be exactly a bow step. It can be exactly with the 45 difference. It's just offset. And all of these are just offset that way. So depending on how, like, because it's offset, it is gonna feel wider to you because you're gonna be thinking about going this way, right? You're gonna be thinking about going this way. And anytime you're thinking about going this way, but your bow step is this way, right? You're gonna feel like it's wider because you're thinking this way. So it's fine to think to yourself, step out wider to do it. Just like when you go to the corner, sometimes you haven't really turned yet and you think it's got to be wider. It's the same idea there. I hope I am not confusing you with all that. Yes, Erlyn.
Okay, yeah, this foot stuff is kind of tricky. So now, and you introduced, like, when I was watching you the first time when you came forward, there's a hip motion there, and it looks like the timing of it is pretty important so as your back knee doesn't get tweaked or torqued. Or can you?
Yes, but we're going to do that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So so I'm going to start. So get yourself where you have like you're 22 degrees on each side, and so this would be where you would be, and here, and okay, it's just easier for me to do if I'm doing it with the arms. So you come and you stand in the corner. You know how I used to talk about standing in the corner? You really kind of do. You bring your foot to neutral. Then you really turn in to this close. You turn into this close. And now your chest is to the corner. And part of what helps you do that, correction on gaze perhaps, you don't look out like this. You look out and down. Now your fingers should be in your peripheral vision, or if they were an inch longer, they would be. But you look over and down. So you'd hit the floor maybe 20. See where my arm is? it's like I have to put my arm up where my eyes are. But you know, it kind of goes down like that. It's not going down like this to look right where your fingers are. Okay. So there you are. And then You are a spring. You're just like a spring. You're all wound up. So you're going to go heel, ball, toe, and unwind. And your chest comes all the way square. Okay? Then you bend your back knee. Remember how we talked about that? Bend your back knee just a little bit. Shift that weight to your to your front foot, heel, and put your foot back down, maybe a quarter of an inch further out. Okay, and then we've adjusted our hands. And push off with the back foot. Come stand in the corner. And what are you doing? Your your hand that's forward sort of stays there during this move. You come towards it. Then your leg goes out. Remember how she talked about the heel? And you bring your arm, you finish closing. And you want to feel really turned to the corner at this point, not overturned, but turned. Then what are we going to do? Heel, ball, toe, bend knee. Big turn, big turn. And shift back. Both arms are rotating. And that little bit out. And this back shift is a very small shift. And it's a very small pull. Then what do? You go towards your arm, bend that elbow. The arm is pretty much staying where it is in space. Look, everything is just sort of here for a minute. Then you come across and close. Feel very erect and straight at this point. Feel like a spring wound up. Now release the spring. Nice. And back. Arms rotate and forward. What are you going to do? Come towards that hand. Stand in the corner. And out. Big release. So when we're here, Master Yang, when we're here, Master Yang wants us to don't shortcut it this way, right? It comes out. It goes, it's this big swing. It's this big swing. And you'll know it's right because that's when this will go over your forearm. See? So when you're, let's see if I can do it here. See if I can, not sure how to show it to you, maybe if I was at the corner here. So just don't do it like this, like close. I don't think any of you are. You want it to swing out. You want to throw it, you know, except that it's controlled. Remember, it's your wall. It's a ward off. You're not throwing it like a whip as much as it's integrated with your body in this one big ward off. So that, again, is getting at that difference of the energy here. It's this integrated ward off. It's my body. It's the immovable force you're running into, even though I'm springing in all the good things for Tai Chi, you know, see me move, but you're moving, you know, and instead of whipping it out, right? Whipping it out like you're throwing it, but it doesn't have the whole body integrated with it. Is this making any sense? Okay, all right. All right, I think we should practice it going the other way. So let's do this same thing. The way this is going to work is you're gonna put your to your corner. You're gonna do your diagonal single whip this way. Okay, and here we're going to turn and in, close step, and part the wild horse's mane. And a little bit further out, changed your arms, stand in the corner, and as you go out, you're really, really winding it up, closing. And then release. And rotate those arms as you go back and forward and small grab out. Go towards your hand and out. And again. Let's just keep going if you have room. Another one. I have room, so I'm going to do another one. How are we feeling? Berlin, is it coming?
Just needs a bunch of practice doing it the right way.
You know, I found this really, really hard. I found this bringing in this foot and then bringing it out. This was the hardest for me. But boy, do you get this really giant energetic potential. The potential energy there is huge. So we go stand in the corner. But then as we go towards the corner with our upper body, our foot goes out there where we can't even see it. So part of what you have to do is eventually just learn it's in the right place. And then release. Think of yourself as a spring. Tighten that spring and release it. Stand and then make a spring. Tighten it and release it.
Dee Dee, on the,
Yeah.
the final position, your hip is following your front leg. It's turned, your hips are to the corner. Your body is like addressing the corner entirely at the very end, or no?
The very end. Okay.
Yeah.
My knee is always in line. My hips are pretty square here at the end. My hips are square. Like I don't do this, right? Because
Okay.
I've got to have both knees in line with my, then I come here. Now, then I put here, right? Now at this point, again, at this point, my hips are a little bit this way. And then they come with me. but they only come this far. And then here, they're coming here. So that's why I mean, it's this huge body movement, but your hips are only moving, but so far, but you're opening and closing your quad. You're opening and closing this part of you, your crotch area. So the other thing you have to do is make sure you don't like tip yourself. Right? You're still, I'm still, let me see if I can do it this way. Yeah, I need to do it this way probably. So, well, you can't quite see it. So my head is still in line with my feet. And I still, yes, you still have this, just keep your head, you know, when you go like this, don't like, you are looking down a little bit, but you're not. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to watch everybody, make sure. Yes, Erlyn.
So your body, throughout the move, your body has got that Tai Chi kind of like, you know, like slight curvy. And then at the very end, when you open up, you're in an upright position at the end. Is that right or no? Or you still, you know, like single whip, you're upright. Is that, you're not upright in this move at any point, or you are?
No, you're not. Let's see. I don't believe so. Okay, I'm here. Well, this is interesting. I think I'm pretty upright here. I mean, I still clearly I'm not doing this, right?
Right. That's what I'm. Yeah.
Okay, but look where my foot is. I'm keeping myself centered. My center of gravity is just right there. You want all of your weight here, and then you're going to move much of it right over here. That's going to give you, again, you're really, this is really a powerful move.
So specifically at the end of single whip, it calls for being upright.
Yes, that's different. Right. That's so different.
So it's not, there's no upright of that kind happening in any part of the form. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. But you don't want to, you just don't want to give into the, you don't want to do something like when you're, let's see, when you're like this, you don't want to do something like this. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to like, or overturn, or, you know, you've still got this line. You've still got this line.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Just checking on the upright versus not upright thing.
So. Yeah. Okay. Michael.
After you turn and your waist starts to turn and your hands right in front of you, basically, when you finish your move, is your elbow, knee, and foot all in alignment?
They are, but you're really stretched out a little further than you are. Yeah, nice. I mean, I don't know, everybody like my arm, one of my arms does never, I think it's this one, never, see how that's as straight as I can make that arm. It's not just Tai Chi, it's like, no, it doesn't. But so you may have that issue too, but yeah, you want it, you want it to be this Tai Chi arm, but you don't want it to be kinked. So
right, but your elbow, knee, and foot all in alignment. Right?
Well, they are going in the same direction.
Right.
But it's not like my elbow is right over my knee. It depends on how big my step is.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's in the same direction. And your fingers are at about maybe just a tad over eye level. So how are we feeling about this? We have two choices. I can introduce the next move and you can sort of have the beginnings of it, or we can really solidify this one and we can get into the next move next time. I usually take a couple weeks on this move, so I'm fine with that.
Is the next move like totally brand new?
Yes.
Okay, then, yeah.
It's the first of a sequence, which is the bane of the third section for most people. But it's the easiest of the ones in third section of the sequence. It's kind of like, it's like the first fresh knee, and then you get to the right fresh knee and you go, oh my gosh, right? Long ago, it's kind of like that. It's the first one of those, but let's see. Let's really get this down. Let me tell you, let's really get this down. Let's not shortcut it. And you know what we haven't done yet? We haven't gone into how you get out of it. And let's take some time to do that. So let's actually do it in the correct direction now. Can you imagine? There you go. So let's so here we are in diagonal single whip. Parting the wild horse's mane. Shift right. Turn, 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 past the corner. And shift back, opening your hook, neutral. Make yourself that spring and step out. And your right arm right now, I want to mention this, should be pretty straight. I mean, it's curved, but it's not, do you see how straight my arm is? It's not like this. And big ward off. Nice, lovely. And I know you can't see, you can do this from my call. You're going to shift back just a little bit into the heel, and your foot's going to come out a little. Both hands rotate. Your right hand feels like it could be grabbing. Your left hand is in that downward ward off. Now go stand in the corner on that right foot and close step out again, not straight, between straight and corner. And check that your left arm is a little straight as you're in this, you're ready to go, and go ahead and ward off left. Part the wild horse's mane and shift back. Rotate those arms, come forward. Stand in the corner, close step, and big ward off. Now, how are we going to get out of this? We're going to shift our weight towards the left, to the sort of towards the center. And then we're going to pivot on that right heel. Don't move the rest of your body. Just pivot on the right heel till it's pointed towards the corner. And guess what else is pointed towards the corner? Your right arm. Rotate your right arm as your weight goes back. Your left arm also lovely. I can see you folks in this hutch that I have. Foot comes in a little bit as you're starting to close and out. Then shift your weight onto that left foot and big turn. As you remember, we raised that macaw on our left arm. So it's one of the first moves we did. Raise that macaw, stroke its tail, look to 3 o'clock. Let's just do that far again. From here, do it a little faster. So we're going to shift right and just turn our body past the corner. Shifting back, we pivot the right foot, close, step inside the corner, and big swing. Then back onto the heel and then forward as we rotate our arms. Stand on the right foot, close, step, big swing, part the wild horse's mane, and shift, grab, close, step, wild horse parts its mane. Shifting towards center, then turn to the corner. Change, rotate those arms, pivot the left foot. As you start to close, foot comes in a little and out to shoulder width. Moving forward, heel ball toe, raise that macaw. Fingers point to 3 o'clock. Right hand, tiger's mouth, has been holding the macaw's tail. And right ward off. Turning right. Left, grab, pull. Close, step. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. This is a full single whip. All right, how are we feeling about that transition? Are we starting to feel more familiar? All right. Then let's do it again in that direction. And then maybe let's do it in this other direction, or pick another direction so you can see it. Because what's always happens, it's a lot like parry, block, and punch. There's that part of parry, block, and punch you never get to see because you're always looking the wrong way. So if we turn it around, sometimes that works. In fact, let's just do it that way. So if you start your cross hands facing away. You can do it. Yeah, start your, and on the other side of the room, right? However you usually start, whatever side of the room you're usually on, go to the other side. There you go. All right. Everybody looks good. Looks good. All right. And ready, embrace tiger, return to mountain. Now you can see things you haven't seen. Roll back. Press. push. Diagonal, single whip. Parting the wild horse's mane, shifting right, turn into your right, past the corner, shift back, close, step, and big, nice, and back and then forward again, changing those hands, close, step, again, part that mane, and another one. All right, now you can do this away. I get to see you, haha. We're gonna shift a little to the left, pivot on that right foot to your left, and now shift back and rotate your right arm. And then close, step into left ward off. Put that big macaw on your arm. Don't worry about it. Like, where did that go? Where is that left ward off? I lost it. I had it in first section. Where is it now? Do you know? We keep doing grasp the bird's tail, but we don't get to do left ward off very often at all. So we should actually remind ourselves about left ward off a little bit. So let's do that. So remember, let's see, let's do left ward off from, let's just do left ward off from here. So remember, you shifted left and you turned right, and then you shifted all your weight to the right. Hey, look at this. And then we closed step. And then this big word off arm gets a macaw on it, a huge bird. And then as we bring the bird up, we stroke its tail. So how does this happen when, let's see where we are here. So we're gonna pretend that we're here. Here, we'll just do it from here. So here we are, we've done a big, our footwork is in this funky zigzag step, right? So nothing is going straight. They're both tipped out a little bit. Right arm up towards, in the same direction. It's this zigzag corner, but it's in the same direction as our toes are pointing, and our arm is down. If your arm is ending up here, instead of, see how my arm is kind of in the front of me, on the near my hip, but it's on the front of me. If your arm is ending up here instead of here, it's because your chest is not really fully forward. Okay, and shift. Let's see, what do we, oh, we're just getting into we're not doing another one of these. Okay, yeah. So we're going to shift back to center. Feel the weight on your right heel. Keep everything else the same in your body, and bring that side of your body, the arm, the foot, to the corner. Now, you're going to let the left foot pivot as you move the weight right, and you're going to rotate the right arm like to grab. The left foot is pivoting, the weight is back, and your left arm. Close, start to close. As we come to neutral, everything comes to neutral here. Step, Now you should be in the same position you were when we did it at the beginning of section 1. Heel, ball, toe, turn, 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 turn. Raise that macaw. Let's try that again. Here. And let's see. Shift. I'm sorry. Turn. Shift. Close. Step. And left ward off. Yes, Erlyn.
Okay, so after you've turned your right foot to the corner, and you pivot your left foot, is that left and right foot relationship right at that moment an empty step? Is that where your feet should kind of be before you bring it in and then step out again for stroking the bird's tail?
I don't think so, but it may depend on how big your footwork is. Well, it depends on where you're looking at it. There you go. Oh, I see. Here.
Right there, yeah.
Yes, it's very close to an empty step.
Okay, thank you.
So you don't have to bring it. You're just going to really release it and let it come to neutral, and it won't have far to go, and then it comes out.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. All right. I think, any more questions? Okay, I think this is really worthwhile. I'm going to suggest that we just do it all in the right direction. One more time. All right. Remember, we're expanding the back. We're integrating that whole area. Carry a butterfly, feel, and just enjoy. See if you can enjoy this. And embrace tiger, return to mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Diagonal, single width. Parting the wild horse's mane. 1. 2. Transition. 3. Transition to left ward off. Shifting back, turn to the corner. Change our arms, shift back, close step, large macaw. And right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Regular single whip. Thank you, everyone.